Welcome to Descript. Let's give you a brief overview of how revolutionary this specific app is. I actually have the app open on my desktop. I'm using an iMac. So just to give you a preference, this can be used on a PC as well. So the other reason why we love Descript. Now, giving you a little bit of background, I used to use Final Cut Pro, invested thousands of dollars in the program when I first got it, thousands of dollars to upgrade things, buy plugins, buy apps, and then easily 1,000, if not thousands of hours editing and learning all the ins and outs. And when I came across Descript about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, it really got really good and something that the public can be used. And this past summer, it's now, I would say, it's still in beta, but it's still now way better than all the kinks that we had to work out as beta users. And it's pretty much now ready for the public. But you do have to be warned, it is still in beta. So there are sometimes glitches, you need to report them. So if that ever happens, you can report them. We've been in live trainings for my club members, and all of a sudden something didn't work. I was like, oh, that's lovely. But that's just what we expect in beta. And remember, we are here ahead of the curve. So when I came across this app, first of all, my mind's like, what? Mind blown at how you can edit so differently. Now we can teach grandmas how to edit video without having to learn an actual video timeline platform. So let's give you a little bit of an overview and you can understand how this app works and how the platform works or how the software works. So see this is the timeline. This is traditionally how editing has been done. So if I scroll up the canvas and the script and all that, all of these layers, we would have the video layer, the audio layer, the captions layer, B-roll, all of that. You can literally with this app, because you can almost ignore the timeline and never deal with it and see this little hide timeline. You could actually edit without the timeline itself. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to show timeline just so you can see the editing that I do real briefly and how it shows up or disappears magically in the timeline. So real quick, this is called your scene rail. I'll talk about scenes in a moment. You put this little slash here to create a new scene. So if I wanted a new scene, I would just hit slash and voila, second scene is right here, starting with this second paragraph. This paragraph or scene later on in the video, we're going to make a quick edit to it. So that's why we have that cut out. Otherwise, I'll talk about my workflow and what I like to not have any scenes whatsoever, and I'll explain why. So I'm just going to delete that. And as you can see, I literally just hit return or backspace delete, and I removed that slash and removed that scene. So now let's just say, so this is a video that when people get the free book, I give them a welcome. I tell them a little bit about the book. I share a story, and then I invite them to get an accelerator upgrade. So again, it's like we call this an order bump or a one-time offer bump or video for the landing page after they buy. So, or in this case, sign up for a free book, right? They get your free gift and then you invite them in. So you can do all of this now using Descript. So I start off with a big congratulations, Jersey style. I'm like, huge, huge, huge congratulations. We don't need all three. And this is kind of good for editing purposes. So let's just show how we'll take off two of the huges. And I could take, I could even just take that one. I could take this one, whichever one. And we've got three. So let's just show you how you do it. You're highlighting it just like you would in a Word document or a G document. So we've got huge, huge out of here. And then you just hit your delete key or your reject on your toolbar. And voila, gone. So we'll play this and you see now it's just huge congratulations. Boom. We get right to the point. Over here, I'll show you how I edit in a minute, but I do things a little bit differently. So I'm going to bring this back up to huge, bring this up here. As you saw, the words they were just gone. Now watch this timeline. Say we were to undo, right? Let's go Control Z on our keypad and voila, you see it comes right back here in the timeline, but we don't want it. So we're going to hit reject again and poof, it disappears, right? We did not touch this timeline. We just edited right here in the script. So that's what's fabulous about Descript. You don't have to learn or buy expensive video equipment. You don't have to spend the hours learning it, you could do it yourself, or you can train your VA to do it and then take care of all of this. And by the way, you can even record using Descript as well. So you don't even have to upload videos anymore. All of that is gone and it's saved in a cloud drive that you'll have on your computer when you log in, as well as your video editor or VA or whoever you assign these tasks to. So I'm going to go over how I do the workflow. Let's just explain here. This is called the scene rail, and we'll get into scenes in a moment. This is the script editor. This is where you're going to do all of your edits, any typos that are misspelled or anything like that. Again, you can move this in and out. This over here is called your canvas. This is where you'll see what the end product will look like, what the end video will look like. And then this over here is just essentially your customized scene menu that you could do everything from transitions and effects and background. You could do green screen. There are a few things that are pretty cool, like regenerate. So when you start using Descript to dub your voice, that's right, you don't even have to do a video anymore. You can just type up words and use the dubbing feature. And then sometimes when it doesn't come out okay, there's a regenerate feature who will literally say, all right, we're going to take this sentence here. We would highlight it, and then we would see where it says replace. We would click on this and we would click on regenerate. We will not do this right now. It takes a bit of time and we don't always like how it turns out. Again, it is in beta, but the powerful thing about this is you can now have your VA. Once you train Descript with your voice, you can train it to dub your voice and she can start creating videos for you without you having to say a word or type a word. You just use ChatGPT or whatever else to create your script. You plug it in here. You do have to train it with your voice, and then voila, you've got a video. So that is the layout. Again, this is the timeline under here, which typically in video editing software, that's your primary area to edit. We're almost going to ignore this other than to see where we place things. So I'm just going to scroll this slightly up. This is the biggest part here, your script editor of where you'll edit your document. So you can go through, see what you said wrong, or you can, so there's also filler words, or you can go here with your magic. This is the magic button, I call it. You can shorten word gaps, remove filler words, and more, all instantly having AI find the filler words. We can even highlight things. We can detect transcription error, again, in beta, but this is AI looking at where transcription errors may have happened. It will show it to you by highlighting it, and then you can choose to delete it, change it, or accept it if it's good. We can shorten word gaps. So let's just look at that for a moment. If we click on that, where it says 3 seconds or more, we can say 1 second or more. We can say over here, let's say 1 second or more, just change that. And then you can shorten all. And it says, it looks like, so shorten it to 1 second, you shorten it to half a second. And when you click on shorten all, and it shows you all over here where it's taking it out. So if you put longer pauses in things, like a 3-second pause, now all of a sudden you can take that out with the click of a button, shorten all, done. And there were only 3, because I'm from New York, Jersey, and I talk fast. But, and this is why, again, with Reels, TikToks, Shorts, you see how there's really no gaps on these videos. And that's typically because either a human edited it or they're using Descript and they're having AI edit it for you. So there's so many things in here with Descript. I encourage you to learn it. Take a few of the tutorial videos from Descript on YouTube. But when you go to descript.vip, you'll get, I believe, 2 weeks or a month, a trial completely free. So descript.vip, play around with it, learn all the features. It will literally save you thousands of hours of time. So I'm going to give you a brief overview, very, very different than how normally people do things. So this is important to see the workflow. Normally in American culture, US, English language, even Britain, we learn how to read and do things from left to right. So the temptation is to go in here in media files and start adding media, videos and GIFs and all of that, right? Again, cool. You can add all of these things within the program. However, the best way to start, so my workflow is starting from right to left. So we go over here and we hit the templates panel. So up here in the toolbar, you have the media library. This is where all your media is. Everything from the video itself to B-roll to GIFs, all of that will be in this library here. This is your record panel here where you can either record yourself, like right here, I could be talking to the camera, or your screen recording, like what we're doing here. We're doing screen recording and the face, or video recordings in general to upload that. You can also do audio. So clicking on that button, you'll see it says audio only, camera, or screen. You can choose. This is the text panel where you add captions, overlay. If you click on that, you have titles, subtitles, text, and captions. This is your shapes panel where you can add things for lower thirds or just visual images, arrows. If you're trying to point out during a tutorial, you can do that. Progress bar, waveform. We'll talk about that when we talk more about podcast editing. But waveform is really cool because say you just have words and your audio from your podcast and you don't have a video, well, we could put some imagery behind it, but then the waveform is where they'll see the audio wave, the form of your audio going up and down. So again, it gives some visual interest. So you can turn your audio podcast into a video, short, reel, or TikTok, and use this in order to add visual interest. But this is where I start in the templates panel. And the reason why is because it will set the template for your captions all the way through instead of having to do it for each scene. So don't start doing the scenes first, because as you'll see in a moment, when we add captions using a template, you'll see what happens. So we're going to choose, you can scroll up and down. This one here, the yellow highlight here, this one karaoke, but skewed, right? So if you want to add a little visual interest, so it's just kind of slanted, or one word karaoke. This one here, future transparent. So it starts typing in the words, highlighting it. Again, all of these captions templates in here that are already done for you are designed to keep them visually stimulated. This one here, large, bold, also skewed. This is great. Again, you want to make sure they can visually see the words. They don't have to squint. Like some of these I don't like because, they're like this one. I don't like this classic outline. This one is green. So maybe if your brand is green instead of yellow. By the way, you can change any of these colors and you can create your own templates. But for right now, we're going to choose this one here, the large bold with yellow. And voila, you see this. And if you wanted to, you could make it bigger. You just get it and stretch it out. Now, keep in mind for Reels and TikToks, I like to keep it in the middle. I like to keep it, here we go, not only in the middle, but so that the eye visually sees it, so you can make eye contact with them at the same time that they're reading. Whereas if it's down here, first of all, they can either look at your face or look at the words, whereas here it's slightly better because you're getting eye contact and face-to-face impact and also having the words there. The other reason I don't like to have it too far down here, and people make this mistake, I'm sure you've seen this with Instagram, the words on Instagram, I like to say, leave this inch at the bottom here empty and the inch up here, because there are words that TikTok and Instagram puts here and in the right-hand sidebar. So that's why I like to keep it constricted. Sometimes you'll see when you upload it, it stretches it. So I really like to keep them tight. So I might even bring this in just slightly a bit more, and voila, you're done. And by the way, you can now save this as a template. We also talked about this bar over here where you can customize it. But the reason you want to do your captions here using templates, right? So captions here. So in this templates, by the way, there are several. There's private. You can have your own template, which is one is mine. But the gallery is where you find everything from titles, lower thirds. And by the way, audiograms. This will be fun when we start talking about podcast editing and creating audiograms from your audio podcast. So you can see this is the waveform below. You've got the captions again. But right now we just picked captions and then selected a template from in here. And that is how we got this now blue line on our timeline. I'm just going to scroll this up just so you can see. I'm going to minimize this just so you can see it a little bit and scroll it. Now, what you're going to see is the captions are all the way to here, where now our second scene, and that scrolled all the way down. So this is our second scene over here. This is why I don't break up a bunch of scenes until I get my template for my captions set. Otherwise, you have to do a little manual labor here, but at least you can fix it. You can just grab this and then scroll all the way. You could either scroll to wherever you want and stop, or, which is what we want, to have the captions all the way to the end. And I believe this is like a 6-minute video. So as you can see, you've added labor, right? Unnecessary labor is what I call it, right? But you can start seeing all the captions here, and you can minimize the timeline to make this slightly easier to go all the way to the end. But you can avoid, and now imagine if I had 20 scenes in here that I had to do this for, instead of just clicking, dragging, and now captions go all the way to the end of your video. It keeps it in the middle. I don't think I moved my head around a lot, so it kept it there. And as you can see, as the words are going, you can see it's highlighting the words and going along. So that's how you get captions quickly added. And by the way, this used to be very expensive to do when we had to manually transcribe it, get the captions, get the highlights. Like, this was a very tedious process. And with a few clicks of the button, you click here with your templates panel, you select your captions, you choose which one. And then once you really create something that you like and you sized it and you colorize it, see here, you've got backgrounds and transition effects. There's all these things you can do with the layers and the captions. Once you do that, you can actually save it as a template, so you never have to do this again. So if you see it says choose template, you could do that, or again, you can save it. So now let's get back to scenes, just so you could see a little bit about the magic of Descript. We're going to scroll up here. So every time you want a new scene, you go over here. So let's do just real brief editing. So this is the first word we shortened it up a bit. And I don't like to say I like to just say Coach Deb here. Again, this is just taking from some TV lingo and how people introduce themselves as hosts. And sometimes I don't even introduce myself until the end. Like this video didn't introduce myself, right? But we're taking a video and editing it. So then here we go. What do we say? Instead of this is, I just want to start with Coach Deb here. We highlight the this is and delete. Hit the delete on your keyboard. Voila, gone. So Coach Deb here. And maybe I don't want the end word. Let's just do a bunch of little editing here. Wanted to give you a personal congratulations. And while you're here waiting for the book to, let's see, I have a short little message. Think we're good. And then I'm just going to delete this just to keep it clean. But here, let's say this is another scene. When we want another scene, you're going to see it in the scene rail on the left. In 3, 2, 1, we're going to add a slash, and voila, there's your scene over there. And then, so here, okay, kind of a filler word. Let's take that out. Again, you've got to delete each little piece, even the punctuation, so that it starts again with capital letter. So let's just see how this is here. We start playing it. You see the captions are done. Now, if you can see, it's covering my mouth slightly, so I might bring it down just a smidge. So as you start watching it, if you keep a lookout for your captions and then move it accordingly. Okay, so we've got some edits in here. We cut things. What else do we want to show you real brief? Oh, okay. I know. It's weird. I might take that out. Oh, let's look at some cool things. Magic AI ability. So shorten word gaps, remove filler words. You click this little magic button and it says remove filler words. We're going to click on that and look at that. I know it decided that was a filler word, filler word. But yeah, maybe if that's also good. Yeah. Well, again. Yeah. Let's take all these things out. Yep. Oh, now this I won't, because I spelled it out REEL. So we won't remove all in this case because of that. That's important that that's there. So that's, I'm going to keep. So when it's when everything is selected, it's easy. And I'll just do that, and then I'll show you how it's done, and then I'll undo it. So look at that, 14 selections, and boom, all throughout here, it's done. Now let's say, where was the reel? Where was that? Toward the end. We can go in and fix it. Yeah, see right here, REEL, since I wanted to spell that, we'll make the timeline a little bit bigger, and then we'll bring this back. Okay, so you can see it's here, and if we want to not hide that, see how it's we could actually put that back. So let's just say here, see, REL, not what we wanted. We wanted REEL. So we would go in there manually to bring that back here. And now let's just say, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that. It took too many out. You just go control, let's see, make sure, yep, Z, and it undoes, you undo anything that you just did, your last task, okay? And then by the way, over here is showing you the search results, so all of these, okay? So that's a really cool feature, especially that was a very unique thing where I spelled out real. We had a play on word with real and real. The other thing I might do with Coach Deb, since it's a brand, right? So I would highlight both of these to correct the spelling of this and the brand name. So it says replace. I go over here. Now, by the way, we can overdub it. Say we said something wrong, or maybe with real, I might overdub another E in there, but we don't want to. We just want to correct in this case. And I just want to click correct. And then I change it so that it's capital C, Coach, take out the space, because Coach Deb is a brand, right? It's the username with the first book written on Twitter, and that's been the brand ever since. So we're now teaching it, and we hit correct so that the more you do, the more AI learns and then does this for you in the future. So the more you teach it with these corrections, the more you'll be training your AI agent here in Descript to make these corrections for you. Okay, so I think I covered the gist of this, how you make the corrections, some of these tricks here, the space, again, shorten word gaps, remove filler words. Let's show you there we go, 1 second or more, and you can delete any of the space in between. I think we already did that, unless I did that in a different video, but I just wanted to highlight that. So with literally clicks, you're editing things that would take hours to do. So easily Descript saves me 40 hours per video when we get into really complex YouTube editing. And now I have my video team can do and produce a lot more videos very quickly and get professional TikTok style videos with the captions in here. A lot of people call it Hermosi style, right? Because by the way, he spends about 80,000 in advertising. So in case you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with him. No, unless you want to spend 80,000 to 100,000 to beat him with the content game. But here's the good news, right? You know, Gary Vee and Alex Hermosi talks about, hundreds of pieces of content every day, month, week, right? If you want to do that, you can now do that using Descript as your editing tool. And by the way, you can also see with these scenes here, what's really cool about this is you're also doing these scenes so that you can now collect these and see, we just highlighted them. It's 19 seconds. We can highlight up to 30 seconds or a minute and pull these out and publish them specifically as reels. So this is how you can take a longer form video. This is about 7 minutes. Some of them might be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and grab all of these clips, these 1-minute clips for your reels, for your shorts, and your TikTok videos, and produce a ton of content. So that way, every day, your viewers, your fans, your potential clients are seeing you, seeing your content, seeing your credibility, and you're sharing with them. So real quick now, I did want to talk about scenes right here. And let's talk about adding an empty scene. So right here, we are adding scenes from the video. But what if we wanted to say add a title screen right in the beginning? You just add a second slash. So it's 2 slashes and it gives you an empty scene. Now, what would you do? Well, you could say I wanted to offer a product, and then with one video, I wanted to do a sale. And well, I now need to mention the new price here. Well, I can overdub and start typing so that my words would be able to say a different price without me having to re-record all of that. And as girls, we have our hair always looking differently. So we just get a scene here with, again, either an audiogram going on or a video or again, a title slide. So let's look at that. We go into our templates, get out of captions and go into gallery here. We have your titles, right? So we could do this, look, have a multicam, really cool here. We have the audiogram here, the title, right? Something, if it's vertical, since this is a vertical video, cool. Look at that, done. So let's say we want, let's see, this looks kind of fun. Let's see what that looks like. We're going to click on that. It says applying template over here. And then you would just put your text overlay. So again, the other thing you can do is add B-roll or different media files into your scenes. That's where if you'll notice, one of the things I teach about with ChatGPT is getting it to write your script. Well, it'll say insert B-roll, insert B-roll. So now you have your scene, what you said, and then B-roll, you could easily bring it in right here, going to this little button here, your media library, and then you search for what you want. So we're right now in the GIFs. Okay, so maybe we want to say yes, right? Congratulations, you got the Monetized Reels book, right? So we might want to type yes. And let's see what comes up with multiple S's at the end. Let's see. Yes, this is one of my favorites right here. Yeah, congratulations. The lady from The Office also, yeah, you got the book, right? So either one, maybe we put this one here. And now, again, you can have your GIF overlay. Like you see this often, right? With Reels and TikToks, someone's talking and then all of a sudden you see a media file. Well, you get to do this right here in the app without hiring expensive video editors to do all of this type of stuff for you. All you have to do is type in what you want and there it is. So in this case, we're doing it over I would have, again, doing it properly, it would have been up here with the huge congratulations. So let's see if I cut this and if I can move it from one scene to another. We're going to go to the first scene in this huge congratulations. This is where we wanted it here. We're going to go here. Let's see if I can paste it. Yes. Yay, I can. And now one thing that is interesting, your captions, right? You want to either get the layout. So you click on that and make sure, let me just see here. Style, I'm going to move this here. Captions. Okay. So with this, I might move this up slightly and then my GIF, just so I don't cover my captions, I want it slightly smaller and then under the captions, right? Now this is where, again, scenes doing it. I'm just going to put this up here just for the moment, let's see. There we go. Okay. So now watch. We've got huge congratulations. Congratulations on getting the Monetized Reels playbook. Coach Deb here. I wanted to give you a personal congratulations. And by the way, we don't need that GIF to be playing the entire time. We just want it for the huge congratulations. So we just go over here and then we can minimize it. Oh, let me make this a little bit bigger. So you basically would drag that media file over there. Nope. There we go. This one here. It's being fickle. Here we go. I don't want. There we go. Okay. And then I'd want to minimize that here. Oh, of course, live. I'm not able to pull it and grab it, but you get the point. We don't necessarily want that there, or we would just create a new scene, right? What do? We do slash, and then we can now cut it from our second scene, delete, and then it's just kept in our first scene. Okay. Then we've got that transition over here. And now look, our captions in the fourth scene are back to the original spot. So that's why if you do want to add some layers, you create a scene and then you're only editing the caption in that specific scene. But every other scene, the captions are still dead center. Okay. So that's kind of what I was wanting to show there. So this one here, this is a placeholder for a multi-track sequence to be used with templates. Whoa, that's pretty sophisticated. So let's see. And by the way, that was a bot, right? So as you can see, these bot voices are really doing well. So this is Ethan. Whoops. Here we go. Your placeholder. Okay, so we got rid of that video real quick. Now it says let it snow. We would obviously want to go in here and change that slightly with a different word. Maybe say Coach Deb. And I might have like welcome or something like that. But that's, again, I want to keep this video short and sweet as a quick tutorial about Descript. You would ask me how you edit in here, how do you add captions? So hopefully I answered those questions. And again, Descript.vip. Oh, maybe that's what we would put there. Maybe we would go here and just type, let's see, Descript. I can spell. It doesn't. Here we go. Get back. Oh, I just fumbled that. I'm not even going to edit that out. So you can see we all make mistakes and it's fine. I would just go back in here, get a new scene again. And then I might put, get a free version. Oops, here we go. It's not letting me type for some reason. I think it's because we've got multiple things going on with Zoom and their screen recorder. But that's where I might have, I'll go in here and we'll say, all right, what do we want? We want a lower third, or we could get our shapes to do that as well. But here we go, lower third gallery. And let's see, let's go with a simple title. The other one was way more. Here we go, title. And then it's showing you a bunch of different options here. You know, which one do you want here? Video title. So say it's this one. Since it's not vertical, it's going to be a little different. You might size it differently, but that's where you might put your again, put your topic or your URL, your call to action. And as you can see, by the way, in scene 3, there's all of these layers here. So this was all done with just a few clicks without having to do this manually using a video editor. So that's why I get very excited about this, because I know what goes into all 5, 6 of those layers. And what we did in, say, 18 minutes, showing you tutorial and a couple clicks here and there, 30 seconds here, a minute here, only because we're teaching and there's a little bit of a delay as it's saving because there's so many things this computer is doing right now. But just in minutes, things are being done and making you look like a pro instead of it just looking like, oh, that's an iMovie, right? Pro. So Descript.vip, you get 2 weeks, maybe even a month, completely free. Try it out. Check it out. I think you can get an hour of content. So keep uploading like these 1-minute videos. You know, you can get 60 videos done for free for that first month. So Descript.vip. I love this app, even though it is literally going to be responsible for putting my video company video production company out of business. When I talked about that at Flight Club about a year ago, they're like, oh, we like that. I had come out with the course and that was one of the taglines. They're like, we like that the most. I'm like, you guys are just evil. Just love me going out of business here. But it literally drastically transformed our business model. And now we're able to teach the small business owners, showing their VA how to do it themselves. And that way they can take control of producing more short form videos or long form videos, again, without breaking the bank. So I hope you have fun using this. This was hopefully a brief tutorial, but really diving in, especially remembering starting from right to left. That alone will save you. As you saw over here with just the captions alone, trying to drag that over, that took at least a minute or two just doing that. Whereas if you start from right to left, you can save yourself a ton of time by always getting the captions first, your template first, get your format right, and then start adding scenes and editing throughout. And then when you need to add, again, filler words, just click, boom, remove all your filler words, right? And then go back in to edit if there's anything that you didn't mean to delete. You could always bring media back. So that's what's nice. So don't be afraid to edit. Don't be afraid to click around. You'll see over here with your scene menu here. There's all these different things you can do here. When I first went in here, by the way, I created all these the captions and text, and I did all this manually. And then I discovered this template section. So hopefully this will save you a ton of time. And this was worth the time watching this tutorial all about Descript and really diving in. Remember too, audiograms. You don't have to necessarily do this with video. This can be with audio as well. Oh, and just because we didn't, I know we added, let's do a scene. I know we added some of the B-roll here, but the other thing too, we did a GIF. But if you want, say, this video here, say you wanted to type in, let's see, this instead of yes, we don't want yes, but we want something. Oh, I start talking about a chicken sandwich later on. So I wasn't able to film the chicken sandwich that I had. I was talking about when I went to Lifetime, and I always get this great chicken sandwich because it has this secret sauce, and I always want, I like want it. I want more. The second I eat the rest of the chicken sandwich, I'm done. I want more because of this secret sauce. So I talk about that and I compare it to your reels. You want to have your reels that the second you're done, they're like, I want more. So, oh, look at that. Not only chicken sandwich, but it must hear me talking about secret sauce. So that would be the perfect one. I would click on that, and I would actually do that with my, let's see, since I was talking about that, we can do that. Control X to cut it. And now we know we can go over to, let's see, where's the chicken sandwich? Let's see, this is where I make the offer. So it's before that. Here we go. Boom. Yes. Don't know what makes it. So promise me. Oh, I pit stop at the Lifetime Cafe and I get this chicken sandwich because it's so good. And then this is where I say, I don't know what makes it so good. There's some type of secret sauce. So this is where, again, new scene right here. And this is the scene 4 that I want to add the chicken sandwich. So here we go. And now, voila. Remember, we changed this so we could even move our captions up for a little bit. Oh, that's a great thumbnail. By the way, you can also grab your thumbnail from here when you upload your reel. So let's just play this as the final thing. So you can see, you can even get B-roll. Again, what did that take? A minute, 2 minutes? Let's see. There we go. Secret sauce. And then I'm saying secret sauce, and it's like, whoa, magically, it's like the secret sauce is coming on. You got to love this. And by the way, the only reason why this is a delay is because we're recording the screen at the same time we're editing in Descript in an app. And I probably have, I'm not exaggerating, 1 billion browser tabs open on my 3 windows here. So I'm going to take a picture of this so you can all see. I'm going to upload it on Twitter. Again, you can follow me at Coach Deb everywhere except for TikTok. It's Coach Deb Cole because some whippersnapper grabbed the Coach Deb because I was silly and I delayed before signing up for TikTok. Yep, I was one of those. Oh, TikTok, I hope it's not going to last. Well, it sure did. So now you can use Descript.vip to create your TikToks, your shorts, and your reels and be seen everywhere all at once and get content out there. Remember, it's not a matter of if you should create content, it's how much can you create, right? And by the way, all of these scenes here can now be consolidated into 1-minute reels. And that could be, again, your thumbnail. You can screenshot that. Horrible. You got to love the expressions on pauses. Terrible. But yeah, so you get the point. Okay. Love you. If you're going to pick this up, learn it, tell me, tweet me, Instagram me, IG, hit me up on the gram, slide into my DMs. I really want to hear that you grabbed it. You're loving it. It's transformed your business, your life, and get seen everywhere all at once. Aloha.